So I will talk about a perspective where IBM is talking in terms of the analytics, and we'll do a little bit of a flavoring in terms of smarter commerce, e-commerce part, and the marketing perspective. So before we go there, we did a global survey for about 1,700 CMOs about a year, mostly a year back. It had about 64 countries there, and we covered 5 sectors in about 19 industries. Few things for you to look at before I go is that 79% of the CMOs, they said they are expecting high complexity. Pankaj also talked about that. 48% very positive said we are prepared, but 31% said there is a gap. Very interesting to know that when we looked at what are the key changes on the CMO thought about, look at the top 4. Data explosion, social media, channel and device choices, and shifting demographics. Very clearly, if a CMO is looking at these top 4, and he's trying to look at how do I handle the data, how do I handle the social, how do I look at the customer behavior, ever changing near real time, or now the perspective is a real time changing customer behavior, and also look at what channel to look at, which devices to look at, tabs, mobiles, web, human, means there's a lot of things for him to think about it. If I put it on a marketing priority matrix which talks about factor, impacting, and the unpreparedness, it takes the top right quadrant going to impact. All CMOs, they all were in agreement, and when we look at summarizing the 1,700 CMOs, they said we have to deliver value to the empowered customer, we have to foster long-term relationships with them, and also look at capturing those values which we are giving and measuring those results. The question which came back to us when we looked at this, that why did they feel that way? Is there a reason behind what CMOs are talking? It's because of the empowered customer which is coming. There's all for us, for IBM, for any organization which is into a customer business or which are dealing directly with people, it's a customer which is getting empowered, we're trying to look at. The important part is customer is getting a lot of information. They have access to everything. 155 million tweets per each day. It's getting, probably when we wrote this slide, it would have been doubled by now. 75% of the people still believe they are not getting the right information. $93 billion of business loss because you're not making the right stocks on the thing. It's all because you're not listening to the customer, you're not providing the right products in the right time, at the right place, and what they actually need. What does the business need to do? 4 things which you're trying to look at. It's not only understanding but anticipating what the customer is looking at, trying to look at what their needs are, trying to look at more the sourcing, how do you manufacture, what kind of products to come in, how do you source, what kind of people you look at. That needs to be channelized. Market, sell, product, the prices which you sell, the time which you sell, the channels you sell needs to be correct. And there has to be customer service, but that should be flawless. And with a name that I need a loyalty on that. I need to retain the customer. These are the 4 things which we identified when we looked at in terms of why paradigm there's a shift happening on that. Some of the cases, I think a couple of my friends, Vijay earlier talked about Flipkart, Nal was talking eBay. I think I don't want to talk about customers. IBM has a lot of customers there. But eBay, for example, when they had this problem, in fact, it was IBM who put in their channel, the campaigns. It's called Chime. It's channel integration marketing strategy, which we put forward for eBay today. And there are 400 campaigns which they run, which are turnkey, and 50 campaigns every day. They had a 300% increase on the clickstream revenue which they do. So it's IBM who came to force in terms of the tools which we try to use. But the idea I'm trying to give is that there are the nuts and bolts behind which each of the speakers talked about in terms of the solutions are there. There are solutions which have to be integrated, and we'll be putting a lot of money in R&D in terms of investments, our lab services on building those solutions. Now, for me, what I wanted to put forward is that rather than taking case studies and all, let's look at a client's vision. We go and speak to a lot of people in the country, outside the country. So a vision probably says analytics and technology, I want to drive transformation. These are key buzzwords in any organization we go, and I want to drive smarter commerce. very big word, people define it differently. So I want to give a perspective in terms of how we are looking at as a smarter commerce, as part of a smarter planet initiative. There are, what our CEO Ginny is actually talking is in terms of the smarter cloud, the smarter commerce, the smarter analytics. So these are big things which we are trying to put. In fact, as we speak, probably in a couple of days you will have a worldwide release and a press release which are going on smarter commerce in India. So there are things which you're likely to see. There are new products which are getting launched for smarter commerce. It's a big play for us in India here right now. So it all starts, the client looks at is at the center of the piece is a customer, the empowered customer. What he needs to look at is the maximum insight he wants to do. We look at is what is he talking to us, the social and the mobile part, collaboration and the visibility, and of course the basic things like margins, growth. So when a client looks at, for us, we look at is that we will put a customer in front of the client's customer when we look at putting a solution for that. This cycle, which IBM defined, is a smarter commerce cycle which we call basically 4 pillars: buy, market, sales and service. If you look at the 4 quadrants there, it basically talks about the sourcing, the manufacturing part, how do we do intelligently that. On the market part, how do you sell it, the campaigns, whether it's web, all the 4-6 channel, internet, what do you want to do. The selling part of it, how do you sell it part, and the servicing part of it, and how do I retain a loyal customer. So those are the 4 smarter commerce cycle which we actually look at in terms of when we put our products and solutions on a smarter commerce platform. Let's look at, I've devised 3 solution scenarios for you in terms of trying to put across that it works. When people talk that we want to transform, we want to do smarter commerce, it's not a vision which is, it's actually working live. There are products and solutions, and every day we are putting money into developing these solutions. So when we look at, for example, this solution scenario which I put forward is basically putting, coordinating and executing a marketing plan based on the commerce demand. If you just look at the bottom of the screen, it basically talks, we're taking insights from all the channels, from the social, the media, putting it into a campaign kind of a situation, optimizing the right message, doing the lead generation, going on to the various media, put it onto a matrix. Today we can do quantitative digital analytics, we can do a qualitative digital analytics. People never thought that can you capture what is happening. People understand I can do analytics, I can do the what part, how it's being done. But when you talk of why it is happening, do you know when people go on the site, what actually they leave the pages, what is the landing pages, you keep typing and suddenly you come out. People who are spending a lot of money on the site don't know what happened. They can analyze people, their clickstream data is there. But what actually happened on that site? Today we have technologies. We acquired a company called TLeaf, which actually captures the whole customer experience live as it is. It's like for a video camera on your shoulder when you are clicking on the internet. Though there are some privacy issues, legal issues which you're trying to address also in terms of where it is. But what we're trying to tell is that today you can do both the qualitative and the quantitative digital analytics with products and solutions, which we are trying to integrate with our complete commerce portfolio as well as with the marketing portfolio. Another example is a cross-channel. The omni-channel shopper is what we call. Another big word coming where they want to have the same sales service experience across any channel, anything they want to do. So if it's IBM, for example, and they only talk IBM, they don't understand hardware, they don't understand software, they don't understand services, they don't understand data centers. So for a customer, when people talk to us, when we go and sell, it's IBM. Similarly, it's any organization, they would like to have the same sort of experience. So here is an example where if you look at this, there are tools where you can collaborate each other, whether it's a marketing tool, whether it's a commerce tool, whether it's a retail POS tools. There are applications, there are solutions, tools which are integrated, providing you with a smarter commerce picture. And that is what actually we are trying to push. This is, people talk of customer experience. Are you capturing both the human, social, mobile and the digital part? Today we can capture each and every transaction, each and every experience which a customer is doing on any of these channels. and actually put that back into a decision making and say what we need to do about it. So whatever money or dollars you're putting into developing your sites, you're putting up a lot of your e-commerce portals, every person who's trying to do that can actually can take out saying whether I've taken the right decision, whether the money spent on that portal is correct, am I losing business, am I gaining business, and what is happening, what kind of customers are coming to my portal. They can all analyze that. So today we are in a situation where we can go and talk about that we can help you do a complete analysis of what a customer is talking to you and what does it ask.